This is the wedding of Matthias Jurgensen and Eula Johnson. This is the wedding announcement in the Wajak newspaper, most likely. This is Aunt Eula Johnson Patson. She's the older sister of the bride, and she's looking at bride magazines here because she's going to make the wedding gown. Here she is selecting a pattern, type of head dress and frame. Here she is, beginning to sew on the wedding gown with Eula Patson. This is an old film, so parts of it are dark, parts of it are spliced together. The wedding gown. I believe this is the bride with her sister-in-law. And this is the bride's sister with Eula's sister-in-law. Here she is, probably putting in the finishing touches, perhaps hemming it. Here's some of the announcements in the newspaper. And Mrs. Howard Paxson entertained in her home in Mishpaw Park in Benton Harbor. Wednesday evening, it was a miscellaneous shower for her sister, Miss Eula Johnson of the Wajak, whose marriage to Matthias Jurgensen takes place this month. They played Chinese checkers. Here's Aunt Eula making the wedding cake. Uncle Howard Paxson, has put this whole thing together. Here's the secret wedding cake recipe. Here they are, mixing up the wedding cake. Here's the royal icing. Here's Uncle Howard Paxson, Eula's brother-in-law, decorating the cake, and the small boy you see is Bruce, his son, taking a taste of the frosting. His father's getting after it. There's Eula and Howard and Bruce putting the final touches on the wedding cake. And Bruce is getting a little extra sample here. This, I believe, is a wedding book of some kind, but it's very dark. It's difficult to tell. Perhaps her veil is surrounding it. Here's an announcement. Miss Eula Johnson and Mr. Matthias Jurgensen were married on Friday. He was circling the 14th, and it's April 14th, 1939. There's a license and certificate of marriage. This part's very dark, but it's Uncle Gale, the younger brother of the bridegroom. I believe he's signing as a witness, as probably best man for his older brother. This is Aunt Letha. She was most likely matron of honor, stood as a witness for her sister Eula. Here's the actual wedding certificate signed by the minister to make it all legal. I guess it was Mr. or Reverend Joseph Fox, according to the signature. And I believe this is a picture of Reverend Fox, probably signing the certificate. This is the bride, Eula Johnson Jurgensen, taking off the rose and getting ready to cut her wedding cake. She's handing the decorations to her new husband, Matthias John. Note the beautiful gown and cake. Here are the bride and the groom with Reverend Fox. They certainly look happy. Here he is congratulating them. And just comes back congratulatory kiss. There's Matthias, a real mover and a shaker. This is the bride, Eula Johnson Jurgensen, with her parents, Orpha and Ben Johnson. I believe he's getting her to kiss him, and she finally does. This is the bridegroom with his family, his mother and father Fanny and Walter Jurgensen standing behind her, his younger brother Gale standing beside the groom Matthias John, and I believe the gentleman seated is the grandfather, or our great-grandfather, Jurgen P. Jurgensen. Here's the bride, Eula, and her older sister Letha Paxson, being greeted by many well-wishers. I believe that's Aunt Elsie, and Evelyn was ahead of her. Here's Eula signing the certificate, I believe. She seems really happy.